What if, just before Christmas, you met a charming stranger who seemed too good to be true? Imagine discovering that the man you're falling for isn't just kind and mysterious, but a real prince running away from an arranged royal engagement. In this holiday story, a magical winter romance begins in the most unexpected way, proving that destiny can find you even in the smallest town. The story opens with Prince Duncan, who is the successor of the European Kingdom of Belmont. Meanwhile, in America, we observe Emma, who is managing her deceased father's restaurant. She is a believer in fairy tales. The lovely decorations suggest that the holiday season is rapidly approaching. We also observe women assembled together singing festive melodies. Emma is heading to encounter her partner Todd, a vehicle salesman. She notices the singing women and is delighted, wishing she could participate with them. However, she cannot keep Todd waiting, so she rushes to meet her date. During the dinner outing with Todd, she discloses that their relationship is not functioning and she desires to separate from him. Todd is astonished because he believes their relationship is functioning perfectly, and he even intends to advance it further. This does not alter how Emma perceives their relationship. She enjoys exploring and visiting new locations, while Todd isn't that type of individual. Todd wants her to reconsider. He reminds her that exploring will not be capable of caring for her younger sibling Alice. He understands she's not financially capable of accomplishing that. He wants her to cease dreaming and perceive him as the ideal man, but Emma is not willing to retract her words. Believing she will reconsider, he instructs her to contact him once she has returned to reality. Believing that time will favor him, he departs, leaving her to contemplate it. For a brief instant, it appears like Emma is going to experience a change of sentiment. Unfortunately, she cannot accomplish that since Todd is already departing angrily. In the subsequent scene, we observe two men practicing their blade abilities. One of the men happens to be Prince Duncan, and the other man is his trusted confidant, instructor, and companion named Jeffrey. As they practice, Jeffrey observes the prince is troubled because of the manner he fights furiously. The prince discloses he's not content because in a few days he will be getting wed to a stranger. Jeffrey is surprised, stating that arranged unions are antiquated. The prince reveals he is not in affection with the lady in question, even though she's attractive and pleasant. Jeffrey attempts to encourage him and suggests he follow his emotions and disregard tradition. The prince concurs and intends to do as he suggests. Returning to Emma, after her outing, she encounters Alice, who desires to know how her date proceeded. Emma describes how Todd reacted to their separation. Alice is surprised and believes he overreacted. However, she supports her sister's choice to separate and hopes she will encounter a superior individual. Returning to the prince, we observe him dining with his parents, the monarch and queen of the European Kingdom of Belmont. The queen cannot wait for her offspring to be wed. She reviews the publication article about his ceremony and shares her thoughts on how to proceed with it. She notices the prince is not contributing, making her believe he's unhappy. She desires to know why he is not excited with the discussion of his union. Prince Duncan perceives this as an ideal opportunity to disclose his intentions. He wants the ceremony to be cancelled. His parents are taken aback. His mother does not approve his request because the ceremony is expected to be the most spectacular holiday wedding the nation will ever experience. However, the prince wants them to reconsider because he's not in affection with his bride-to-be. He adds that he believes his parents are wed because they adore each other. His parents acknowledge it and remember their pleasant memories together as unmarried couples. The prince desires to be in affection too, but his mother declines, insisting the ceremony will not be cancelled. To her, there's considerably more at stake than his emotions, so she departs angrily. Meanwhile, the monarch understands how he feels, so he inquires if his change of sentiment is because he is in affection with another woman. The prince confesses that there's no woman yet. Even though he has encountered various women, there have not been any romantic emotions for any of them. The monarch encourages him to continue searching because he believes he will discover his heart's desires eventually. He appreciates his father being understanding and proceeds to his quarters with his publication containing the article on his ceremony. While in his quarters, the prince contemplates how to proceed with his quest for genuine affection. While doing that, he notices an advertisement about the holidays in Aurora town, which is in another nation. He believes the universe is communicating with him. He is presented with the ideal opportunity to escape from the arranged union the queen is insisting on. Later that evening, the prince sneaks out of the residence. Unbeknownst to him, Jeffrey observes him as he departs the residence. He believes he's making the correct choice, so he permits him to leave without raising an alarm. The prince successfully sneaks out of the palace and proceeds to the location on the advertisement. In the subsequent scene, Emma and Alice are consuming breakfast. Alice has been accumulating funds and she suggests they acquire a holiday tree, but Emma doesn't desire to because the celebration reminds her of their deceased parents. Alice encourages her to overcome her anxieties. She emphasizes her parents lost their lives in an automobile collision, not because of the holidays. Emma is surprised at how her sibling has matured to be wise. Back at the palace the following day, the monarch and queen are consuming breakfast. Geoffrey joins them to provide them publication articles for the day. The monarch instructs him to separate the athletics section of the publication for Duncan, who enjoys athletics. They wonder why the prince is 15 minutes late and has yet to join them. Geoffrey discloses he did not observe him in his quarters that morning, and due to the absence of his luggage, he reports the prince may have traveled to a location he's not aware of. His mother is furious because the ceremony is in 1 week. Fortunately, the monarch calms her down. He reminds her that Duncan is an adult and requires time to resolve matters. However, he wants Geoffrey to discover his whereabouts and maintain contact with him. Meanwhile, Prince Duncan arrives at his destination safely. However, he is finding it challenging to navigate his way around even though he's utilizing digital maps. He considers a better approach, which is to retrieve his own chart. However, he gets distracted while examining it and almost gets into a collision by a roadblock. His automobile stops functioning. Later, the automobile gets towed. Unfortunately, the damage cannot be repaired because it's a rental automobile. The mechanic suggests Duncan utilize the railway to reach his destination. While the mechanic proceeds to retrieve his invoice, the prince observes Emma and Alice from afar. He finds her very appealing, and so does Emma after observing him. There appears to be an immediate connection. Alice approaches him to sell a holiday bouquet. He does not desire to purchase it initially because he has no one to present it to. While the two are conversing, Emma departs for the restaurant. However, Alice persuades him to purchase since he insists that there's no one to present it to. Alice, who has observed him gazing at her sibling, subtly suggests he purchase it for Emma. He then orders 2 to be delivered on the holiday eve. For documentation, the prince introduces himself as David. He chooses to conceal his genuine identity because he does not desire special treatment. The mechanic later joins them and discloses the next railway will be available the following day. The prince chooses to spend the evening in Aurora. Alice, observing he is a stranger, assists him by suggesting the nearest restaurant to him. The restaurant she describes for him happens to be where Emma is. Meanwhile, the mechanic senses like Alice is attempting to connect 2 grown adults. He is concerned because he is aware of Emma's relationship with Todd, but Alice assures him that they're no longer together. At the restaurant, Emma attends to their patrons. Surprisingly, Todd appears. One of her employees attempts to remove him, but she insists she will accomplish it herself. She approaches him and he's delighted to observe her. He wants her to reconsider their relationship, but she declines and wants him to depart. Todd strongly believes she will regret her actions because he feels he's everything she will ever desire and more. He provides her until the holiday eve to contemplate it, and he departs. After that, the prince appears at the restaurant and they encounter each other. He recognizes her and reminds her that they met earlier. She's surprised and she also remembers him. While Emma attends to their patrons, one of the servers assists him with his orders since he was finding it challenging to select. Emma provides him coffee and he introduces himself to her as David. She determines he's new in the community and envies him because she believes he's traveling, which has always been her aspiration. However, when she discovers he intends to depart the following day, she expresses how she desires he could remain longer. Then Emma describes how to locate lodging in the community. Later, the prince departs for the lodging. When he arrives, the proprietor is very hospitable, so they connect quickly. He discloses his intentions to depart the following day, but she emphasizes that the community has a manner of making individuals remain. She then shares her narrative. She had intended to visit the community, but she ended up remaining there, now wed with 2 offspring. The prince believes the same will not occur to him. He mistakenly desires to utilize his financial card to settle for the accommodation, forgetting that he's concealing his identity. When he remembers, he settles with currency instead. The woman believes his face appears familiar and she seems inquisitive. Still, he attempts to convince her she doesn't recognize him because he does not desire to expose his disguise. While this is occurring, we observe an unknown individual standing outside his lodging quarters, monitoring his movements. Meanwhile, at Emma's residence, Alice will not leave her be. She desires to know what she believes of David. Emma does not desire to raise her expectations because he will be departing the following day. She acknowledges he's attractive and has a pleasant accent, but she also senses like he's a stranger who might be concealing a secret. Since she is inquisitive about him, Alice suggests she should just become acquainted with him. Emma doesn't desire to because she's anxious about getting wounded. Still, her sibling attempts to encourage her to not surrender on affection. However, Emma believes she's too young to lecture her on romantic matters. Still, Alice hopes she has a change of sentiment. After Alice departs for her quarters, Emma reviews her correspondence and discovers she still has considerable debt to settle. She also discovers that Alice has been granted admission to an institution, and this somehow troubles her. In the subsequent scene, the prince departs from the lodging and the proprietor discloses that she's aware of his identity. He desires her to maintain it a secret and even offers her some funds, but she declines. She simply desires him to remember her lodging so that individuals can visit because of him. He promises to accomplish just that. Duncan departs and examines his ticket. He hopes he is making the correct choice by departing the community. Meanwhile, the unknown individual continues following him. The prince visits the restaurant and Alice is delighted to observe him. He acknowledges she will be an excellent saleswoman. He obtains his breakfast and an inquisitive Alice desires to know when he intends to depart. The prince wonders where Emma is. He soon discovers that she doesn't enjoy arriving at employment that day because of a reason unknown to him. Later, he departs for the railway and observes Emma from afar at the burial ground. She brings blossoms for her deceased parents. While at their resting place, she complains about how diligently she's labored to care for Alice and also seeks their forgiveness for the choice she intends to make. After, the prince approaches her. She's surprised to observe him because she's aware of his intentions to travel that same day. The prince desires they become better acquainted before he travels, so he wants her to accompany him on a stroll. While walking, she discusses the community and how affectionate and hospitable the inhabitants are. As they discuss existence and their old memories, she informs him her parents are no longer around. She also discovers that he has lived a monotonous existence, so she chooses to entertain him. She demonstrates how to create a snow figure and he finds it intriguing. Later, the prince discloses how controlling his parents have been and how he desires to alter things. He wants to be in command of his existence and even take chances. Hearing this, she chooses to escort him to a location where he is permitted to take chances. Emma introduces him to winter athletics. The prince is anxious because it's his initial time experiencing such an activity. They glide through the snow and he tumbles off along the way. Emma displays concern, hoping he's not injured. Luckily for him, he isn't wounded, which makes Emma feel relieved. For the initial time in his existence, the prince feels ordinary. Duncan continued to enjoy her presence. They consume pastries and he acknowledges that the holidays are being celebrated in a superior manner in her community. However, Emma senses there's not sufficient time to celebrate because she has considerable responsibility. She has aspirations of travel. However, since her parents are no longer around, she has to manage her father's restaurant because she has no alternative. After hearing this, the prince gets an urge to display the world to her. All of a sudden, he hears the railway depart and discovers he has missed his railway. He realizes he can just obtain another ticket when he's prepared to depart. For now, he desires to observe her again the following day and she's delighted by this. Later that day, Emma makes a challenging choice. She places the restaurant for sale, sensing like this will assist them financially. Meanwhile, at his lodging, the prince continues contemplating about his time with Emma. He gazes at their photograph together and the proprietor of the lodging observes him. She discovers he likes her and informs him that Emma's parents lost their lives in an automobile collision during the holidays. She acknowledges that Emma is remarkable because she cared for her sibling after the incident. She advises him to assist her in any manner he can if he's interested in her. Finally, the unknown individual is disclosed. It is Geoffrey. He receives a communication from the monarch, unbeknownst to the queen. The monarch desires to know how the prince is managing in a foreign territory. Geoffrey discloses he is adjusting perfectly to existence there. He also discloses the situation with Emma. Surprisingly, the monarch wants Geoffrey to leave him be so Duncan can make his choice. The following day at the palace, the queen is troubled and blames herself for compelling Duncan to get wed. The monarch attempts to calm her down and believes their offspring still requires more time to contemplate. He reminds her that he accomplished the same thing before their union. He also reassures her that Prince Duncan will be fine and will eventually return home. At the restaurant, a person delivers blossoms to Emma. She discovers it's from Todd, reminding her to reconsider their separation and also their arrangement to meet on the holiday eve for her positive response. She's surprised he doesn't desire to surrender. The prince arrives at the restaurant and offers to assist them. He has finally made up his thoughts to remain and she's pleased. He suggests they introduce the patrons to new dishes so they can attract more customers and generate more revenue. He believes accomplishing so will prevent her from selling the restaurant. Emma is delighted and hopes his new concept succeeds. In the subsequent scene, Max, who's the restaurant chef, assists him in obtaining all the ingredients they require to prepare the new dishes. He informs Duncan about his aspiration of becoming a certified chef by attending a culinary institution. However, he requires passing the entrance examinations first. Furthermore, he senses like he will not be capable of passing because there's nobody to support him. Surprisingly, the prince offers to assist him. Later, the prince assists Max as promised and supports him. Emma joins them and she's amazed at how generous he is. After assisting Max, Emma desires them to play a game, so the prince departs with her. However, while playing the billiards game, Todd appears and observes them together. He observes how content Emma is with the prince. Todd, who is envious, approaches them and demands that the prince cease pursuing her. Emma attempts to halt him but he refuses. Todd fabricates about them being engaged to be wed just to make the prince remain away from her. Emma denies being engaged to him, but Todd believes they will be engaged by the holiday eve. The prince is exasperated. He politely requests Todd to depart but he refuses. They eventually end up fighting, but Todd gets defeated by the prince, who is a proficient fighter. Hence Todd has no alternative but to leave them. Afterwards, Emma clarifies the situation to the prince, informing him Todd is her former partner and he can behave irrationally sometimes. She believes residing in a modest community like Aurora will not provide you numerous options than to date whoever is available. She also senses like her aspiration about her Prince Charming discovering her will not become a reality. The prince attempts to encourage her because he believes fairy tales do come true but insists that she has to be patient first. Emma believes the prince does not comprehend how she feels because he has everything. Although she doesn't realize he is the prince, at least he can afford to travel around the world and pursue adventures. Meanwhile, the prince desires to exchange his current standing for an ordinary existence. He does not want her to surrender on her aspiration, but she reminds him she has Alice's institution fees to settle, her parents' mortgage to resolve, and a struggling business to manage. He realizes the burden of what she is experiencing. He then devises something and promises to collect her the following day. In the subsequent scene, Alice is inquisitive about her relationship with the prince and believes it's progressing well. When she proceeds downstairs, she is surprised to observe Emma arranging a holiday tree. The situation makes Emma realize something. She is beginning to resolve the trauma regarding her parents losing their existence during the holidays. This might be caused by the fact that Emma is content because she is gradually falling in affection with Prince Duncan. Alice hopes her contentment will last forever. Meanwhile, Prince Duncan contemplates a romantic manner to surprise Emma, and the proprietor of the lodging provides him some concepts. Returning to Alice and Emma, they continue to discuss the prince and she informs her what she appreciates about him. The prince on the other side also discloses to the lodging proprietor what he appreciates about Emma. All their positive qualities, ones that they don't perceive in themselves, are the reasons why they are attracted to each other. It appears like the prince has discovered his princess. Meanwhile, Alice is content with the new Emma and desires her to enjoy every moment with the prince, even if it will just be for a duration. Back at the lodging, Max visits the prince and appreciates him for assisting him with his examinations. The results are out and he passed. His aspiration of attending culinary institution has finally become a reality. The prince is pleased and desires him to assist him in surprising Emma, something that Max is pleased to assist him with. In the subsequent scene, the prince is at Emma's residence to escort her out on an outing. Soon Emma joins him wearing a magnificent dress. The prince acknowledges she looks exceptionally attractive. They depart for their outing and she is surprised to observe a horse-drawn vehicle. He makes her feel like royalty. He is attempting to bring the world she desires to observe right before her. Their outing is a romantic one and she's delighted to observe Max and Alice there too. Max is the chef while Alice is the one who is performing the melodies. Feels like a fantasy come true for her. Meanwhile, Todd, who's inquisitive about the prince's identity, visits his lodging. The receptionist is surprised the prince has a visitor, so while she attempts to verify if he's in his quarters, Todd, who's searching for what to utilize against him, examines around the lodging and discovers a publication article. It happens to be the publication article that discloses the prince's genuine identity. Todd quickly departs with it before the proprietor of the lodging returns. After their romantic outing, the prince escorts her home, and when they're about to seal the romantic outing with an embrace, Alice appears and she's not content with the prince. She insists there's something significant she has to know. Emma's surprised but chooses to discover what the matter is. The prince is also surprised at Alice's sudden change of demeanor. Emma and Prince Duncan wish each other good evening. The romantic outing does not conclude as expected. Later, Emma is surprised to observe Todd in her residence and angrily desires him to depart, but Alice insists she listens to him. Todd discloses the genuine identity of Prince Duncan to her and how he will be getting wed in a few days. Emma is heartbroken, but even if Prince Duncan fabricated about his identity, she believes he's superior than Todd, who's full of himself. She instructs Todd to depart her residence. On his way out, he still desperately reminds her of the imposed holiday promise. Alice attempts to console her while blaming herself for persuading her sibling to provide love another opportunity. In the subsequent scene, Prince Duncan visits Emma. Unbeknownst to him, she's aware of his little secret. She discloses she's aware of his genuine identity and his forthcoming union. Prince Duncan apologizes for not being truthful and clarifies that he's in Aurora to escape the arranged union. He discloses he's in love with her but could not bring himself to inform her. Emma, who's heartbroken, senses like he's utilizing her to overcome his arranged union. He attempts to make her comprehend that if she's aware of his standing, she will not treat him as an ordinary individual. She finds it challenging to believe him even though she's also in affection with him. She discloses that there are two men in her existence, and sadly the honest one turns out to be Todd. Furious about everything, she instructs him to depart. On his way out, he wishes Max luck in his culinary institution journey. While Prince Duncan packs his belongings and as he sets out to return home, memories of the time spent together with Emma flood his memory. He desires they did not conclude things in a bitter manner. Jeffrey finally appears, disclosing he has been around for a duration and he's aware of his current circumstances. He also attempts to encourage him and disclose that the monarch has been very supportive. Jeffrey believes it's time for him to return home. Left with no alternative, the prince acknowledges it is indeed time. As Prince Duncan departs with Jeffrey, Emma observes them from afar, and deep down she is not content with their situation, but she does not prevent him from departing. In the subsequent scene, the prince is finally home and the queen is delighted because the ceremony is back on course. Even though they have lost some of their significant guests, she wonders how his journey went and hopes he's willing to share what occurred with them. They're also surprised to observe him transformed. He has become more humble and desires to treat all their assistants as equals. His mother senses it is an unfavorable concept and desires him to commence behaving like royalty. The prince attempts to persuade them, sharing his experience at Aurora with them. He discusses how the inhabitants treat each other with respect. He also discloses that he's in love with a lady named Emma. His father supports him and hopes his mother does too. Observing his demeanor, his mother finally realizes that her son is experiencing genuine affection for someone. So finally they encourage him to pursue her. His mother promises to conclude his arranged union quietly. Prince Duncan is overjoyed. On the holiday eve, Alice joins her sibling Emma at the restaurant and attempts to make her feel better. Emma discloses she's in love with Prince Duncan and that's why she finds it challenging to let go. Alice reminds her of their arrangement to visit the railway station to obtain her bouquet for the holidays. While waiting for the railway to arrive, Alice obtains her bouquet. They're attractive and she believes her patrons will appreciate them. Surprisingly, Prince Duncan arrives. Alice observes him as he disembarks from the railway with Jeffrey. Alice calls Emma's attention to them, and this time around the prince is attired in his royal garments. He approaches her and discloses that he's in Aurora to see her because he's in love with her. He believes she feels the same manner too. Emma desires to decline, contemplating about her sibling, but Alice encourages her to accept him. Finally, he proposes and she accepts him. They embrace each other romantically. Alice and Jeffrey are delighted. Max is also there and he's pleased to observe them reconcile. Eventually, after graduation from the culinary institution, Max converts Emma's family restaurant into a large establishment. Alice is capable of attending state institution on a music scholarship and later relocates to Europe to perform with the Philharmonic Orchestra. Todd, on the other side, discovers contentment with another lady. Emma and Duncan continue to arrange their royal ceremony while traveling, fulfilling Emma's longtime aspiration. And that's where the story ends. Warm, romantic, and wrapped in the magic of Christmas. This story reminds us that the holidays aren't just about lights, gifts, or snow. They're about connection, kindness, and believing in miracles. It shows that love can appear when you least expect it, and the greatest gifts are the ones that touch the heart. I give A Prince of Christmas, 2015. A rating of 8.5 out of 10. A charming holiday romance that feels cozy, joyful, and full of festive cheer. The lead actors deliver heartfelt performances, and their gentle chemistry captures the sweetness of winter love and royal wonder. If you enjoyed this recap, hit like and subscribe and check out the next video on your screen, another powerful story that'll keep you hooked till the end.